I'm Dasher's my dog, and today I'll be going over hair bands, some of the best hair bands to ever exist. To start off, let's just lead with Poison. Poison's a solid, mediocre band. Well, that has great songs, catchy riffs, and just not a bad band to begin with. Not much you can hate about Poison at all. Secondly, let's go with Winger. Winger, I'm gonna put it on a solid D tier. D tier. Nothing really original about this band. They started in the late 80s by the time, hair metal was really in its decline. Or hair rock was in its decline. There's nothing really special about their songs. They're not atrocious. And actually, I'm going to put it at C. I'm going to put them C. There's nothing really atrocious about the band. They're just mediocre, which is why they belong in C. Let's go with Van Halen with a very solid A tier. Next, let's just go with Steel Panther. B tier. B tier. Decent band. They're just a bunch of dudes in their 50s making music in a style that's 2 decades old. Can't really hate them. Next, let's do Kiss. Straight to F. Terrible band. These guys are just proof. If you sell it enough times, eventually people will want it. They are the McDonald's of music. They're a terrible band with, just terrible music. Nothing really admirable. The only reason these guys got popular was because of their live shows, which were, to be honest, very good. I still think, as showmen, they are great showmen. But I'm not ranking them on showmen. I'm ranking on their music, and their music absolutely blows. Okay. Rat. Rat is going in B. Yeah, B tier. First 2 albums were great. First album was amazing, actually. Second album was still pretty good. Third album started a little bit decline, but plenty of good songs there. Plenty of things to enjoy, but mediocre. So a lot of mediocre songs, and only like 1 or 2 that are just, maybe 2 or 3 that are just phenomenal songs. So yeah, B tier. Good band. Love Rat. But B tier. Wasp, C tier. I love Wasp, man, but their music gets repetitive. The singer, while I love Blackie, he's just, he's too much. His lyrics, for the most part, are garbage. If you really listen to his lyrics, you gotta really question. That's not really question. You just gotta realize this dude's just an asshole. Wild Child, probably their most popular song is about him. Having this girl cheat on her significant other with him, and like he's fully aware of this shit. I don't know. Cool band. Last Commandment and their first album, which I can't think of the name right now, absolutely rock. Electric Circus blows, which is the third, but the fourth album, The Headless Children, rocks. They just, can't do much. Cinderella, I'm putting it as a C tier. No, fuck. C tier as well. No, I'm putting Winger at D tier. Okay, Cinderella, great first album. You know, absolutely phenomenal first album. But second album, they couldn't keep up with it. Only really 2 good songs, but they abandoned hair metal right after their first album, and they went to a bluesy sound. And after that, they kind of went back to a more rock sound. They never really found their sound. Each album sounded completely different. And unlike where Motley Crue, they changed their sound, but the band was still consistent. Cinderella just completely changed with each album. And speaking of Motley Crue, S tier. Very few bands can really say they have a lineup as good as Motley Crue. First album, Too Fast for Love. Put them on the map. They were signed with their first album. Very few bands can say that. And within a year of being, founded, did nationwide tours with their first album, Too Fast for Love. Then they claimed a national fame with their second album, Shout the Devil. And by the third album, they were international successes. They had some problems in between their third and fourth. And the fourth album really wasn't that great. With only 2 good songs, and one of those good songs was a cover. They, came back with, Kickstart My Heart, which is one of the best albums in the 80s. Not much you can say about Motley Crue. Each member in the band is phenomenal in their prime anyway. We can't really speak about Vince Neil nowadays. But Tommy Lee, phenomenal drummer. Mick Mars, a phenomenal guitar player. Nikki Sixx plays bass, but has great songwriting skills. And Vince Neil, great voice that really just ties the band together. S tier, easy S tier. Let's see, what do I have left? Firehouse, D tier. Good band, couple of good songs. Not much to say. I would say they're better than Winger, but they're not as good as Cinderella and Wasp. Skid Row. I want to put Skid Row as an A tier. Can't really knock down Skid Row. While they didn't get a lot of recognition on their third album, Subhuman, something I can't remember the name right now. It's like 2 a.m. It's a great album. Slave to the Grind, another great album. And their first album, Skid Row, is just phenomenal. That's 3 great albums. Okay, all I got left is Loudness. Let's go with a C tier. No, Loudness deserves B tier. Great band, great songs. Most people don't know this band. They're not as big as, they're probably not even as big as Winger or Firehouse even, but Loudness is a great band. I think the only reason they never made it huge here in the States is because they are a Japanese band. And I think their first album's in Japanese. I can't really remember. But they're a great band. deserve a lot more credit. The only reason I don't put them higher is because I don't. They're just kind of on that level, you know. They're not legendary status like Van Halen or Skid Row, but they're a great band. But they're a great band, and I would highly recommend anyone that's never heard Loudness to go listen to them. That's all I got. I didn't do bands like Bon Jovi or fucking Guns N' Roses because, you know, well, you don't know, but I consider Guns N' Roses more of a hard rock band than glam. Unlike all these other bands that are definitely considered glam and Bon Jovi, because I don't give a shit about good Bon Jovi. Yeah, that's it.